What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Jan here. We got Mark here, and this is Tai Chi to the People. And I'm always so thankful for you guys who join to train with us every week when we do this. And there's been some amazing comments on some of my previous Negong videos, especially the Yang style video. And I will be making more. As you know, the Yin style set of Negong, we made videos of every exercise individually. So not just the one video that does all the exercises, but we made a detailed breakdown of each one of those exercises. So I will be doing the same with the Yang. I've been getting a bunch of different requests for videos as well, to break down specifics. So I will be going into that. But today I want to share something. I have a Batman t-shirt on because it was Comic-Con, and I had suggested that we do a Comic-Con Tai Chi to the People. And Comic-Con was too crazy to actually do that last week. It was amazing. We were promoting my company, Real World, our company. Mark's part of Real World too. We were promoting Real World, and we had amazing events every day at Comic-Con, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Especially the superhero kung fu extravaganza. It was us and the Martial Club, if you know them, from Shang-Chi and Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Master Ken. It was amazing. So check Real World Social, Justice for Hire social media, my personal, for some of that awesome stuff, because it is there. And I'll be putting more of that out every day this week, because I'm behind on posting. But today, if you did not know, for 2 months, from May to July, I drove Lyft to promote Real World and Justice for Hire. I was driving around, I was passing out postcards and letting people know the second they get in the car, welcome. I'm promoting my film technology company and our first show, Justice for Hire. And you can, of course, invest in what we're doing on wefunder.com/realworld. That's REELWURLD, and become part of the company, own part of the company, own stock in the company. It's a huge deal. The reason I'm mentioning this is because driving for Lyft for 2 months completely messed up my posture. Like, I don't drive much. If I sit for like 20 minutes. I get up, I move around. So I don't really stay static too much. And driving and just like doing my like Shaolin focus on like picking up, it was like a rapid fire, like get a new ride, someone comes in, it's totally messed up. Like my alignment of my hips, I feel it in my shoulders, feel it in my neck, I feel it in my hand. And so I'm very aware of what I need to do to make adjustments in my body. And a lot of it has to do with the yogic lift that I've talked about in the past. And I'm experimenting with some of my Tai Chi students of bringing the yogic lift into Tai Chi. And because my yoga teacher in New York, Joseph Penna, does that with his Tai Chi and is very strong with push hands. So it's really interesting stuff. So without further ado, I would like to experiment a bit with you guys on bringing the yogic lift into a bunch of different exercises, and we'll see how it feels as we go. And we'll do the yogic lift first, and we're going to consistently bring it back, meaning we're going to establish the lift in a similar way that, let's say we're doing embracing the one from a Tai Chi set. Let's say you're doing a Tai Chi set and you have your shoulders down. Sometimes your shoulders may come up because you may get tension in it, and then you have to soften again. And then it comes up again, and you have to soften again. Or your elbows may come up and they're supposed to be down, and then you have to drop them again. They go up, or your fingers are supposed to be out and they fall, and you have to fix them again. So what I'm getting at is that we're going to consistently check in on our bodies to reestablish the posture, the technique. And we're going to start with the technique, the yogic lift. So let me make this pin this video so you guys can see the full screen, and we'll go for it. All right, so my post Comic-Con working from home outfit. Okay, so the yogic lift means your posture first and foremost. Actually, let's just do 2 uplifting heavens. Inhaling up, feet shoulder length apart, parallel, exhaling down. We'll do 2 more just to get the breath. Mouth closed, tongue to the ceiling of the mouth. Drawing the color into the belly, giving the sensation of breathing a color, drawing it into the belly. Exhale, push that color throughout the whole body. Big breath in, even deeper, even deeper. Exhale, pushing it out. Just getting the circulation going here. Big breath in. Exhale. And before we go into the lift, we're doing our second warm-up exercise here. Hollow fist resting right on the hips, tailbone dropping down, straight line lifting from the top of the head, imaginary string, soften the elbows so the shoulders soften and exhale, pelvis rotates on the femur, weight stays on the heels, inhaling up, eyes on the belly button, exhaling down. Inhaling up, eyes on the belly button, exhale. Eyes on the belly button, exhale. Hold, exhale, drop, inhale, exhale, drop, soften all the way to the other side, inhale, lengthen, exhale, drop, and reverse. Exhale. Inhaling up, exhale, inhale, lengthen, exhale, drop. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, drop. Keeping the weight, trying to keep it even on both legs. Inhale, lengthen. Notice this. Boom. I lengthen the rib cage, open it up here. Go through the obliques to try to balance out. And exhale, dropping down. Inhaling up. Exhale. So that lengthening is a crude version of the yogic lift. Very crude. And the reason it's crude is because we don't have the specificity that we're going to go into right now. And so let's make sure that the feet are right under the sit bones. So I'm putting if I were to cut myself in half, I put my hands 25% of the way through on either side, so half of the half. That's exactly where my heel should be lined up looking below. And so it's not, I'll just make it a little bit lower, boom, right there. There we go. Not shoulder width apart, boom, right there. So next, we're going to focus on the imaginary string lifts you from the top of the head once you have that wonderful sit bone alignment. Mouth closed, tongue on the ceiling of the mouth. Then we're going to take the belly button and we're going to pull it like it's being pulled through a string through the spine. Belly button goes straight back this way, goes straight back this way, pulling through. Now we're going to have the tailbone drop this time, and how we're going to achieve this is two different ways. We're going to flex the belly, more so sucking the belly button in as if all the abdominal muscles are contracting into or flushing down, more specifically, into the belly button. And as that happens, visualize, and the visualization is very important, pulling the belly through the string, pulling through the spine. Visualize a string pulling. I can't emphasize how important the visualization is. It is one of the most important things you'll do. Once you find yourself having that posture, then you're going to focus on the collarbone, only these two notches right here. Only these two notches right here. The notches. You're going to hyper focus on that, meaning that if you find any focus happening wider, you have to bring it right to the specific point. And you have two strings lifting you up from that point. So you hold the posture here and lift. Everything should be left behind, meaning the rib cage should not come up with the collarbone. The ribs should feel like they're spreading apart like fingers. Spreading apart like fingers. So you lift only the collarbone. Do your best to soften the rib cage so it melts and left behind. And once you have that lift, again, this is the mechanic. Once you have that lift, then we're going to bring into all the other exercises. Other notes here I should add, which is not coming from the yogic system, more so from my friend Ben Sanchez and a student Adam Meisner, who suggested to me a similar lift in their Tai Chi form with Adam, except it was more general in the heart area. But he suggested that right here, the shoulder blades, would point straight down as if it has weights on it. Same concept that we normally have on the tailbone, he suggested there. I find that this is going to be, for them, it's helpful with the shoulders, dropping the shoulders back rather than forward. I was trained to drop my shoulders down and have them roll in a bit. He was talking about having them fall back a bit. So I think this is interesting for this concept of bringing the yogic lift in. I find it complementary. So let's go over what we have now. We have our feet aligned with the sit bones. Imaginary string lifts us up. We're sucking the belly button in. Abs are contracting. Imaginary string is pulling the belly button through the spine. Collarbone. Once you've established that, then lift. The lift does not come with an inhalation or exhalation. You can coordinate your breath with it, but now we're really focusing on willpower. All the time, we're always working on our Tai Chi, the breath work, and the visualization when you train with me. We're always working on these things. But these things are a bridge to controlling the willpower. You control the visualization, you control the attention. You control the attention, you can give your attention intent, any movement intent. And the intent is the essence of the willpower. So you want to just activate that willpower. Boom, lifting up. So now you should have this wonderful lift. You can add those little shoulder blades falling downward, but you may notice it already affects your shoulders anyway. Shoulders are soft. We're going to do one of the basic yoga exercises first. We're going to interlace the thumbs right here. Thumbs locked, interlaced. And then the same way that we felt that lift from the collarbone, and the same way, if you've seen my Tai Chi, William C.C. Chen's reverse breathing Tai Chi, the inflation, the same way you feel the fingers inflated, the same way you're going to feel the fingers lifting up here, the same way. Only the fingers are being pulled upward. Only the fingers. The body follows the fingers. And you just hold that position. So once you're here, we're going to reestablish everything again. You should still be holding it, but now we're going to, as if we're re-energizing the concepts. Tailbone down, 1. Sucking the belly button. Pulling the string right through the spine. 2, lifting the collarbone. 3, the fingers again lifting up. Notice that reestablished my posture. So now we're going to start focusing on sections of the body, starting with the lower back. All the lower back muscles are going to lift up out of the hips. You're going to visualize them lifting up out of the hips. Second, feel them moving up, up, up. Even just a little bit. The second you feel that movement, you'll get better at it each time. Hold. And then we reestablish again, sucking the belly button. Collarbone lifts. Fingertips lift. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go to the middle back. All the mid back lifting up out of the lower back. Meaning the muscles, you're going to visualize the muscles around the spine going upward. Up, 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 up. Only in the midsection of the back. And then hold once you feel the movement. As much as you can get it, hold. Sucking the belly button to 1. Collarbone 2, lifting up. And fingertips 3, lifting up. Now we're going to focus on the upper back. All the muscles in the upper back. Lifting up as if someone's pushing, that someone puts their palms on your shoulder blades and pushes them up, lifting them up, and then hold. And then once again, reestablish, sucking the belly button 1, collarbone lifts up 2, and fingers lift up 3. And now we're going to go to the 4th section, the shoulders. The shoulders are going to lift up as if someone's pushing on your shoulders, pushing them up, up, up to cover your ears. Once you have that hold, sucking the belly button 1, collarbone 2, fingertips 3. And this is your full extension. You're going to hold. Feel the posture. And we're about to lower our hands. Keep your hands up for a moment. When you lower your hands, you're going to maintain the structure of the body, meaning the only thing that's lowering are the hands, the arms. The rest of the body structure, the lift, is maintained. Belly button, collarbone up. Exhaling down. Keep the belly button and collarbone up. Keep it up. Keep the lift. Just keep the belly button and exhale as you drop the chin to the collarbone. And as you drop the chin, start to exhale into the neck, melting the vertebrae one at a time, starting to roll down one vertebrae at a time. And keep going. Let the chest collapse in, melting the upper back one vertebrae at a time. Visualize that melting. See it with the mind's eye. If you have to close your eyes, that's fine. You shouldn't have to close your eyes, but if you have to in the beginning, that's fine. One vertebrae at a time. I often inhale into the belly, draw the color in, just like I would in my traditional Wu-style Tai Chi forms, or some of my more traditional Yang. Draw the color into the belly, exhale into the next vertebrae, and maybe the next few vertebrae. Visualize that color pushing in and melting away any tension. And once you have exhausted that breath, inhale, you can pause a little. Inhale, draw the color in, and exhale, keep going to the next batch of vertebrae, melting one at a time. And keep checking in with your shoulders and your neck so that you don't, if you find any tension, unnecessary tension, let it drop out. Let it feel the weight of the head assisting with each vertebrae falling down. And I'm still going down, talking, but I have not reached the bottom yet. That's how slow you want to be going, super slow. I've done a 4-hour session of yoga before. It's a little too much for me, but in one sitting. But that's how slow you want to go with these movements. And once you get down to your full extension, keeping your knees locked, your weight on the heels. My knees are locked, they're straight, the weight's on the heels. You fold the arms and hang. And as you inhale while you're hanging, you're going to feel as if there are 2 strings on the hips lifting you straight up from the hips, lifting like there. So you can see up. And while that lift happens, the collarbone falls straight down. As you feel the lift up, inhaling, filling the lungs with white light, collarbone falls down as you exhale. No. Inhale, feel the lift up. Exhale, melt. Inhale, deep. Exhale, melting. Drop the arms. And now we're going to come up, sucking the belly button in. First thing you do is you suck the belly button in. And then you start to build upon that pressure. Build the vertebrae again upon that pressure. One at a time. Sucking the belly button in and rebuild the structure of the spine. Coming upward. Really feel the belly button catalyzing the construction of your posture. Suck the belly button in, come up a few vertebrae, soften, keep the weight on the heels. Sucking the belly button in, inhaling as you come up. You can exhale, pause for a second, inhale, come up. Sucking the belly button in. Inhaling deep. And then once you get to a point where you feel like all you need is the expansion, the lift again to straighten, you suck in the belly button, lift the collarbone, and feel that imaginary string lock into place when you are at your desired posture. As it locks into place, the tailbone drops. That was one lift, and now I'm holding the lift as I'm turning to talk to you. I'm holding the lift. So we want to hold this lift, and let's drop right into embracing the one, the second exercise from the yin set of QiGong. I have to give a shout out to the user's name escapes me, but somebody made a comment on my Yang style 12 Yang set QiGong about the history of the yin set and the yang set. And I have to talk about this actually because this wonderful person exposed me to some of my history that I didn't know. I messaged Mark, I messaged you too. I messaged the whole Tai Chi family and found out my Sifu in New York, Wu style Sifu, confirmed some of these comments. But it was talking about the history of the yang style, the yin style, yang set and yin set. And I'll start with the first comment. The first comment is that the yin set starts with a yang exercise and the yang set ends with a yin exercise. And I never thought of it like that. I have heard similar things before, but I just thought it was so beautifully put by this user. So I will look up on my phone your name to give you a shout out by the end of the video. So thank you for that. But it was also talking about a master whose name I will pull up as well. As a matter of fact, well, just keep holding that posture. I don't want to keep talking about this without getting the names correct for you guys. So here is the name of this wonderful user who gave us gave me a history lesson in Tai Chi. And let's see. Congratulations. Let's see. Here we go. David Wackett. Thank you, David Wackett. David, I hope I said your name correctly. Let's see. He mentioned, who is the wonderful Wu stylist that he mentioned? All 6 replies. There we go. Cheng Ting Hong. Cheng Tin Hong. CHENGTIN. There might be a G there that might be missing here. HUNG. Cheng Ting Hong was the one who set the exercises up as 12 yin and 12 yang. So apparently Cheng Tin Hong also, let's get the lip, suck the belly button, lift the collarbone, drop the elbows. So apparently Cheng Tin Hong trained with my Sifu's father and Wu Gong Yi, and I did not know that. And he's also he's in some, you gotta look him up on Wikipedia. He's in some like classic kung fu movies, and he's like a real like fighter who loves to do some stuff. And as a matter of fact, I'll share what my Sifu said. I will make a video on this, but I just thought it was so beautiful to get a comment from you guys, from you, David, and to have so much, to learn so much from it. So my father and him first learned Tai Chi from his uncle, Cheng Wing Kwang. He helped with the birth banquet of my younger brother. My dad said he lived to fight, especially with gangsters who were rampant in Hong Kong those days. So I had no idea. A gangster once tried to hurt him with a cleaver wrapped in an old newspaper, but he threw him out with Fair Lady at the Loom. So that's awesome. I think Fair Lady, I don't remember which one's Fair Lady, but I just think that's so awesome to learn that because of the comment. So thank you, David, so much for that wonderful comment that got my whole my Sifu talking and sharing with my Tai Chi family. So thank you so much. Now let's try from here, leading the sheep along, inhaling out, exhaling down. Now, one of the big challenges here is going to be maintaining the lift while we are holding the belly button in, meaning that we're causing tension in the belly. We're causing tension. We're lifting the collarbone, yet we're also still moving the waist. And remember, when you do this exercise, For me, this accentuates how little the arms move, because the tension is causing me to slow down. And this might be a little advanced, in all honesty. Like I'm experimenting with you guys. I've never done this exercise with the lift before. I've never done it, and it feels wonderful. Now the lift, remember, the collarbone stays up, the belly button stays in. And if you remember from any of my 12 inset, the leading the sheep along, you can look it up online now. Set, the hands float down a level, but they're not moving. They're staying with the body. So my body, they stay right in front of the body, the same exact, they only go up and down. It's the body that moves, boom. And that's what makes this so powerful. You can always add a little arm strength, etc. But remember, anytime you put tension into a muscle, you're actually oftentimes subtracting weight from the muscle. You're squeezing out the relaxed blood, and you're flexing and redistributing weight. So it just won't feel the same, because you're starting to hold weight with the muscle rather than drop weight with the muscle. So you want to drop that weight, the weight, natural weight of the arms, and control as much of it as possible, rather than flex and make yourself lighter. Make yourself heavy, relax, dropping down. And now let's compare and contrast this. Soften the belly, soften the collarbone with your 5% compression, normal Tai Chi style. And let's just see how this feels. I think it's really important to be able to deviate from what feels comfortable in your Tai Chi and still be able to recognize the Tai Chi in the movement. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Remember, the eye is in the middle finger of the floating hand, the top floating hand. And now let's bring it back with a lift. Suck the belly button in, lift the collarbone, and down. Now I find this throttles my range of motion a bit, but I also find that it creates a level of focus that feels interesting and healthy, especially for creating distance with my vertebrae, between my vertebrae, more distance. One of my students is dealing with a back injury, two different points on the back that he has surgery on. And one of the things that I'm working on with him is lifting and keeping the lift and creating space between the vertebrae, because he feels compression. He wants to feel less of it. And Jan, driving the lift, as I said earlier, I felt compression from sitting in the car for so long, even when I would come out and do my stretches. And so let's do Uplifting Heaven as we did earlier, except with the lift, suck in the belly button, feet shoulder width apart. Collarbone lifts up, tailbone drops, measure strength to the top of the head. I also recommend implementing Ben Sanchez's concept / Adam Meisner's concept of the shoulder blades dropping straight down. Inhaling up. Even deeper. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. And when you inhale up, suck in the belly button, lift the collarbone. Exhale. Feel how that changes the mechanic. Soften. Inhale up. Even deeper. Inhale even deeper this time. Even deeper. Suck the belly button in more. Collarbone lifts up. As the hands go up, as the collar goes into the belly. Exhaling down. As I exhale, I still maintain the slight tension in the belly. Or reestablish that lift. Inhaling up. Deeper. Even deeper. Exhaling out. Feel the collar all around. And now let's sit. Hands up. Let's establish a lift. Half force stance. The tailbone drops down, palms up. Exhale, pushing the breath through the fingers. Special attention on the wrists of each hand. I still have the lift, sucking the belly button, collarbone up. Inhale deep. Even deeper. Exhale. For this, we're going to inhale deep, even deeper. And as I go even deeper, the shoulder blades pull together for this variation. Exhale, the shoulders soften, and then the shoulder blades push all the way in. Inhale, the hands come out, scooping under. Lift the collarbone, suck the belly button even more, and lift the collarbone rather than the chest. If you lift the chest, notice that you're going to get a bend in your back. We want to minimize the curve. So we're going to lift the collarbone, leaving the rib cage behind as much as possible. And exhale. Inhaling out. Even deeper. I might have mentioned this on the last Tai Chi to people, but there was my son who just got his orange belt in Kempo. There was a father there watching his daughter with his son and the mother, and he made a comment to the son talking about how the little girl was clumsy, but she was doing her test, and the little girl couldn't hear him because they were behind glass. But he said to his son, "You know your sister is clumsy. Look at her." And they were laughing a bit at her, and it was really unfortunate because that little girl had more fiery focus than most of the kids, maybe any of the kids in there, even more than my son had a very balanced focus. But this little girl, her clumsiness was coming from, I could see it, her attention being in front of her body. So she would push her attention so much before her movement. So her mind would get there before the body would get there. And it's a very powerful thing if once you learn how to control it. Her mind is so strong that she could move her energy in front of her and into different angles. And she was just learning how to control the martial arts is like the best thing she could possibly be doing. One of the best things, of course, focusing into some Neigong exercises would be very, very helpful for her. But of course, she's maybe 5 years old or so. But it was a really, really powerful thing. It was really unfortunate that a parent would not. It's a very particular observation. I don't think a lot of folks would come up with that, but it was an unfortunate thing to hear. And when I see the parents, I will mention to them that I did observe that in their child. But I mentioned that here because we're holding this posture. We're holding the belly button in. We're lifting the collarbone up. And we're doing this wonderful thing. Now, with this attention here, it can throttle the amount of, at least in the beginning, the amount of attention you can put forward. The stronger we get, the more ability we have to expand our awareness. And with ease, meaning that it gets easier to expand the awareness and it gets easier to, it's just like weightlifting. Again, the more you do it, the stronger you get. So you might find yourself, if you are observing this in your own body, that when you do this exercise, if you do it at all, or any particular exercise in Neigong, that if you soften the body, I just let go of the lift, it's all gone now. It might be much easier for you to push the color visualization forward, to push the attention forward. It felt easier for me. But if I bring the lift back and I hold, and I become much more precise with holding this posture and pushing through this, pushing the color visualization through. It'll take more time. You'll have to move slower. But there are benefits at being able to hold structure and still project. And that's one of the things that this directly affects performance in push hands and grappling. So to be able to hold a posture and still project another part of your body and to make it connected, even though it looks like it's disconnected. It's one of the most important things because the Tai Chi is really internal. If you see someone doing this movement and you think that that's Tai Chi, you're completely wrong about the perspective of Tai Chi. And I don't mean to take that. Everyone's perspective is great. But what I'm getting at is that if this is Tai Chi and this isn't Tai Chi, then there's a challenge there. There's a disconnect between the understanding of what Tai Chi is and what it actually is. What I'm getting at is that I don't necessarily know exactly what Tai Chi is. All I know is that it's a constant deepening and you're constantly removing barriers of prejudice of saying that this thing can't be Tai Chi. Well, hold on for a second. But if I can find the connection, if I can move my mind through it, and if I can maintain structure while also being fluid at the same time, then something I might have previously believed was not Tai Chi then becomes Tai Chi because I've found the flow in it. I found the Tai Chi in it. And so what I'm getting at is that when you do these structures, really find yourself, really find the connection to the ground, make sure that you have a strong stance. If you were like I was just now, meaning that my stance is higher, really push yourself, drop yourself as much as you can. If you ever feel tension in the knees, etc., widen or drop in. Make slight adjustments in the muscles and the bones and the weight until you feel comfortable, because that you really want to be consistent in being able to do this and feel great. And once you have all those things aligned, it still may cost you a lot of wherever you're at in terms of your expanded awareness of your own body. It may cost you so much that you may not feel the circulation pushing here. You may not be like that little girl where she can move the mind so fast through the body and so far beyond the body before she even gets there. It may take you time to get to that place where some other people may be inherently there. But just keep working on that, because you're going to get used to it and you're going to find the Tai Chi in this posture that has some tension that we are intentionally putting in there. And I think that's one of the main differentiators between tension and unnecessary tension. We have intentional tension here. And this is, again, the Yogic Lift. So we're just bringing it in. Let's try some other exercises before we finish up with this Yogic Lift. Inhaling up, we still have a lift, and we often do this. Now I'm maintaining the lift, reaching across the hips and across the shoulders. Exhaling down, still maintaining the lift. Inhaling up. As I inhale up, I'm going to let the hands push me over and reach. Exhale. I'm extending, lengthening this side while I reach. And you can feel the contradictions in the body, in the mind. You might feel that. If I just reach this way, I'll feel the twist, and it feels great. But if I lift, and I feel the lift, sucking the belly button, collarbone up, and I extend the obliques here, the rib cage and obliques here, on the side that I'm leaning onto, you'll feel the extra work happening. And it might feel like a contradiction in the beginning because you're supposed to be stretching this way. How come you're lifting up? How come not all the energy is lifting this way? All the energy is twisting that way. But feel what it does in the body. Feel how it activates the posture in a different way. Lifting up. Feel the lift on this side, not the shoulder. The shoulder still extends downward. The fingers still extend. But we're recognizing this part of the body as having its own ability to lift and extend and reach through. One more time on the other side. Inhaling and reaching. And now we're going to reach behind with the bottom hand. Reaching behind. Now this is very interesting. Again, these are experiments with the lift, and this in and of itself is a hybrid QiGong exercise. So what I mean by that is that not necessarily an innate QiGong set. So we're going to reach, again, as if I'm going to put my hand in my pocket right here. I'm going to reach down, and I want to reach far beyond the pocket. If you want, reach down to try to get into the base of your pocket, but really think about reaching to the toes this way, reaching around and reaching down to your toes. And as you're doing that reach, lift the collarbone up as you do the reach. And now you have multiple intentions. I cannot stress enough, emphasize enough. When I'm doing push hands, one of the things that makes me feel, it makes an opponent feel somewhat confused by some of my postures that I'll hold. And they're very common postures like the 50-50 clinch. Just this posture is the amount of contradictory pressures that I can put onto an opponent's body so that they feel all these pressures and they're not necessarily sure what direction I am trying to go in, because I have one hand here pulling while my shoulder is pushing. My hand is pulling, my shoulder is pushing, my weight is shifting into an angle, cutting on a 45-degree angle, while my back hip is dropping the exact opposite way. I have all these opposites, these contradictions happening, rather than just saying I'm going left or right, or I'm going up or down. And they're all intentional, and they're all because of the ability to expand your awareness into an opponent's body. So reaching up, collarbone, belly button, reach up. Exhale. Inhaling up. Belly button, collarbone. Exhale, cross. Exhale. One more time each side. Remember, if you just reach, you're going to get the very plain version of the exercise. You just reach with the fingers, which is a nice stretch, extending here, but now lift the collarbone, feel that expansion. Lift the side that you're leaning onto, out of the hips, as if it's sliding out of the hip and up. So you're extending the muscles coming out of the base of this hip, coming upward and still reaching around the spiral, and exhale to the other side. One more time. Collarbone, belly button, collarbone. Exhale. Inhale up, exhale. You can do multiple breaths here as well. You can inhale, suck the belly button, lift the collarbone, exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift up, exhale, deepen. You can do that a few times if you'd like. Come down. And just for good measure, we'll hold the posture on one foot for a minute each with the lift. Collarbone, belly button, golden rooster here. Feel free to check in with yourself. If you find your leg falling, lift it back up 5 parallel to the ground. Remember, one hand covers the forehead, the other hand spinning to the side. Notice that I weight, leg is bent, seated on my heel, back of the leg. Maintain or reestablish the lift, belly button, collarbone, imaginary strength as you go. And then exhale, drop back down. Inhaling up. belly button, collarbone, lift from the top of the head. And exhale it down, feet 2 fists apart. Still maintaining the lift. Inhale, breath lifts the wrists. Fingers to the back. Chest up. Hips forward. Look at the toe. Exhale, up back, fingers forward. I should say that there's an exercise with the yogic lift similar to this, inhaling up, and it's part of how you protect your back. So I felt like when I just did this exercise, if I didn't engage the muscles in that right way, I felt like my back was in danger. So I should probably articulate that to you. So from here, suck the belly button in, collarbone up, fingers up. And as you look up and the fingers reach back, suck in the belly button, lift the lower back muscles, lift them up as the chest goes up and the fingers go back. So feel the support in the lower back from the muscles coming up. If you want to go farther, do it again, belly button, collarbone, fingertips, feel the middle back lift up, just slightly, and push the hips forward a little more. Belly button, collarbone, fingertips, feel the upper back lift up, through the shoulders, and reach back a little more. You have to inhale up, exhale. If you're going to engage the lift, in my experience for this exercise, it's very important to activate the muscles in a way that supports the back rather than putting undue pressure on it. If we don't do the lift, let's release the lift now and inhale, just push the hips forward, lift up, back. It feels very, very simple. The second I start, again, in my experience, the second I start doing the lift, because the lift actually lifts my body, the muscles, and as if the torso is coming out of the hips, the second I extend from here, the rest of the body needs the structural support. Because I took away or I changed a common structural support for an uncommon one. So if I just only add, again, I'm only speaking from my body and my experience, if I only do that, I feel like I'm putting myself in danger. It does not feel good. So I will explain more. I will share some of the other exercises. And as I've said to everybody, if you can go to New York and travel with Joseph Penna, travel to New York and train with Joseph Penna, I highly recommend it because there's no other yoga teacher I've met that gives the detailed hands-on, he'll literally touch your back instruction. So I cannot speak highly enough about it. Inhaling up, lift up, foot out. Let's do the foot forward first. Exhale down. Touch the toe. Inhale out. Suck in the belly button, collarbone, fingertips up. Exhale down. Inhaling out. And this feels so much easier with the lift. Inhaling out. But 45 degrees, exhale down. Inhaling up, suck in the belly button, collarbone, fingertips, 45 degrees, exhale down. Inhaling out, suck in the belly button, collarbone, fingertips, 90 degrees, exhale down. Inhaling out, belly button, collarbone, fingertips, 90 degrees, exhale down. Belly button, collarbone, fingertips. Inhale up, exhale, wash the color down the leg. Inhaling out, keep the lift up, turn to the right. Exhale, washing the stale energy into the ground. And when I say the stale energy, I really do mean visualize anything that you don't want in the body being flushed into the ground. Give it a color and push whatever color you want to associate with that feeling and push that out of the body to the ground, like you're squeezing toothpaste out. Inhaling up and replacing it, everything above my hands, the white light, everything below, pushing out some sludge into the ground. Inhaling up. One more time, going down. We're gonna slide up. Inside. On the inside. Down the outside. Over the shoulders. Down the back. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale up. Ocean of blood returns to the source. We can release the lift now. One more, just the fingers coming up. Actually, do one more. I want to make sure that you can actually see it's just my fingertips. Exhale, soft. And around the chest. Inhaling deep. I can feel the tension in my belly too. I just tried to take a lower dantian inhalation and I can feel it. It's a little more challenging. Again, all in the name of our Tai Chi science, working to find out how these things affect us. And if there's anybody out there, of course I know you're out there, that's doing experiments with Tai Chi on their own, or that's working with universities, etc., studying the effects on the body. You know, I'd love to work with you guys. There's just so much. There's so much that we need to do together across the board as a community to collect the information and make sure that it's that we can share these notes and share these notes outside of white papers. Like actually be able to share the notes in distilled, actionable, wonderful notes that we can bring right into our exercises that we can bring right to people. So for the hormones per side. Heart, switch, top and bottom, switch, up the face to the side, up to the side, to the side, earlobes, up, over, down, under, very strong. And fingers to the scalp, to the back, front, and the sides. All first gentle bang. Grab the scalp, knee it like dough. Next match. Next match. And reverse it. Next match. And really go deep. Really feel how the skin is pulling the muscle. You want to get the muscle and the bone, but you want to also just get all the places that you may not normally think about. So just put the mind in places that you may not. I don't normally put my mind here and feel the stretch and the pull. So that was nice. And let's go underneath the eyes. On the eyeballs themselves, circle soft. 5. Reverse it. Rub the hands together. Inhale into the belly, the color. Cover the eyes. Exhale, push the color through the palms into the eyes. Receive with the eyes, meaning you should feel the sense of absorption with the eyes as you exhale. 2 more times. Inhale light. Push it through the arms into the eyes. Receive with the eye. 1 more. Eyebrows. Tap around with the nail of the thumb around the eyeballs. Second circle wider. Third circle widest. And flick the fingers out. Thumbs, press and hold, drill. 1, 2, 3, tap. 2, top and bottom, and sides. 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 Bottom, side. Hold. and drill. Tap. Top and bottom. Sides. Top and bottom. Sides. Top and bottom. Sides. Top and bottom. Sides. Top and bottom. Let's press and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Massage. Drill. Thumb drives on the line all the way up to this pressure point here. Take it off the pressure point. Thumb here. Grip here and massage with the thumb. 2, 3, 4, 5. Using this as a counterbalance. And drive. Down. Massage just above the pulse and the pressure point. Massage the pulse. Other side, press and hold. Holding strong pressure. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Drill up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the thumb, put it here. Grip and massage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice that these fingers are static, while this one is really doing the massaging. And then drive the thumb all the way down. And massage. And massage. And 1, 2, 3, grab 1, 2. Close the eyes, inhale, white lines to the belly. Use the sound washing through the whole body. Inhale at the front, white light like a tidal wave. Exhale, roll it down the back. Inhale at the left side. Exhale, roll down the right. Exhale, push it down the legs into the ground. Let the light spread up around you like a bubble in reverse, fountain in reverse. A big bubble around you. One more. Line to the belly. Exhale to the top of the head. Big bubble around you with the light. Just feel the light in the whole body and around you. Have gratitude for the body. Good people in your life. Space that you're in. Thank you guys so much. As usual, if you ever have any questions, thoughts, or ideas, feel free to write them in the comments. Love you guys. Love hearing from you. I'm Coach Jan. Got Mark here. And you can always become part of what we're doing on Real World at realworld.com or wefunder.com/realworld, which is our campaign building the world's first social film studio where we make movies and shows of the world. justiceforhire.app or .com. You'll find out more about our first show and how anybody can join the cast and be a hero or a villain. That's fun stuff. And of course, you can always support what I'm doing here, Jan's Tai Chi. That's janstaichi.com or patreon.com/Jan's Tai Chi, which is my Patreon. And thank you so much as usual. I love you guys. Press stop.